You've seen it on Facebook and now you can try it for yourself. Rainbow grilled cheese. And I've done it 2 ways.
Let's see what's cooking. It's time for yoyomax12.
Okay, for the first rainbow grilled cheese, you need to finely shred some cheese. I'm using mozzarella, but you could use any kind of pale colored cheese like white cheddar or Swiss cheese, any cheese that's pale in color. Then you take some paste food coloring and you only need a tiny little bit. I put it on a toothpick and just stirred it around until the color transferred to the cheese. Now, if you don't have paste food color, you can also use a liquid kind. It doesn't really matter. Just add enough to get the color of cheese that you'd like. And once it's done, you are going to color all the rest of the little bowls of cheese to get all the colors of the rainbow. And for orange, I just used our cheddar cheese, which is quite orange around here, so didn't have to color that one. Now you'll need some bread. White bread is probably the best for this because it gives the most contrast to the colorful cheese, but of course you can use any kind of bread you want for this. You could even use rainbow bread for this, and I happen to have a video that shows you how to make rainbow colored bread. All you have to do is look in the description box below the video if you want to check out that one. So take the cheese and you're going to add it in stripes across the bread in a rainbow order all the way across until it's completely covered. Then add a second slice of bread. Throw a little butter on the bread and then transfer to a hot skillet, and you're going to cook it just like you would any grilled cheese, basically cooking it until it is golden brown on both sides and the cheese is melted in the center. And I'm a grilled cheese squisher. I always like to squish my grilled cheese as I'm cooking it. I don't know if this is something I just do. Does anyone else squish their grilled cheese? And here it is, hot out of the skillet, cut in half, and there is the gooey melted rainbow cheese. The first one had a rainbow on the inside. This one will have a rainbow on the outside. And to do this, we're going to make some milk paint. So that's a little bit of milk and a teeny tiny bit of food coloring. I'm using paste, but you could also use liquid food coloring for this. And just stir it around, and this is going to make a very pastel color, of course, because we're using milk as a base. So just stir it around, and you're going to do the same thing with all the other colors, of course. And when you have all your colors mixed up, you'll need some clean pastry brushes and some white bread. White works best because it'll show off the color more. And you're going to paint on rainbow stripes using the milk paint. Now be sure not to use too much because you don't want the bread to be super soggy. Just a little bit and the color transfers quite nicely. And continue on until your bread is covered with a lovely rainbow. Of course, using this milk paint and some clean paintbrushes, you could pretty much paint anything you want on this white bread. Now your choices at this point, you could take this bread if you want it and throw it in the toaster, and you could have rainbow toast for breakfast if you wanted to. You don't have to make grilled cheese with it. And then the same idea, you're going to throw a slice of cheese on that bread and put it in a skillet. In this case, I put the butter in the skillet and melted it first instead of adding it to the bread because the bread does have that rainbow on it. You don't want to cover that up. And then you're just going to cook it like regular grilled cheese, and it's going to get a little bit golden on the top and the bottom, and it might obscure your colors a little bit, but you should still be able to see a rainbow when you're done. And here is the rainbow toast that I told you about. Basically, you toast it like you would regular toast, and the painted side won't be quite as crispy as the other side, but it will be dry when you're done, and you'll be able to use it to put peanut butter or whatever else you want on it for breakfast. Here are the grilled cheeses with the rainbow on the inside. Of course, you don't taste the food coloring. It's just there for show. It's a little weird eating blue for breakfast. It's a bit strange. But it is kind of a little novelty thing that you could throw together for someone just for fun. Now this idea has been kind of kicking around on Facebook lately. I've even seen it on YouTube, and it actually originates from a restaurant in Japan that makes these. They don't use 6 colors, however, I think they only use 3 or 4, And each color corresponds to a flavor. So the green is basil flavored cheese, and the red is tomato flavored cheese. I think they use lavender for the purple or the blue. Now, it would be impossible to find flavored colored cheeses here. You can find flavored cheeses, but most of the time they're just white cheese with a flavoring added to it. And here's the other grilled cheese with the rainbow on the outside. And as you can see, it does get a little bit brown, so it does obscure the colors a little bit. It's better if you cook this on medium to low heat and do it very slowly to try to preserve the rainbow colors. I think I prefer this one over the colored cheeses in the center. I just think this is more appealing to look at to eat because there's just something very strange about eating blue and purple cheese. You know what? It's funny because I find that eating rainbow colored things as a dessert is a lot easier and seems more natural for some reason than eating something savory that's blue. I have a few savory rainbow things on my rainbow playlist, including these rainbow bagels. If you want to see these, go ahead and click right on your screen or look for the link to the video in the description box below. There will also be a link to my rainbow playlist if you're looking for more rainbow goodness. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.